All right, so we live. Let me go ahead and share it.
I'm sure the tag will pop it up on my page.
Yeah, I'll tag. Go ahead and tag you too.
I got it. I can
Oh,
see
okay.
it.
Hello to whoever's viewing. Give us a second. We'll get started. Share the live. If you want to go ahead, share it early. Go ahead, share the live. Tag some people in. We're gonna be talking about toxic situations. For those who have been on the first one with him. We actually covered this back in 2019, but when I went back to review the panel, I normally, hey Tiara, I normally never go back to review the panels that I did, but I went to do it because I was trying to transfer over to audio podcast. And oh my God, I'm like, nobody told me that his side was perfectly fine, but mine was messing up so bad. Nobody told me that.
That's but
So
2019. It was that long ago.
2019 and nobody said nothing. So I'm like, okay, let me hit them back up so we can redo that topic because it was a wonderful topic. And the stuff you were saying was so wonderful. But when I went to speak, it was horrible. So, but all right, guys, share the live. We're going to go ahead and get started. For those who've been on, you kind of know how everything goes. Share the live, tag some people in, ask your questions, put your comments in the section so we can get into our guests. So let's go ahead and get started. Nico, can you give us an introduction?
Hello once again. My name is Nico Martin, Alexander Martin, Nico the Great, host of Ethnic Ish and More, uh, podcast sponsored by Cash App. You can listen to us every Wednesday live on mycitymymusic.com and at ethnicishandmore.com from 8:30 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yes, yes. And I do have his links in the caption, y'all. He is Hollywood when it
I ain't
comes to the
Hollywood.
show. Yes,
I got a
he
backdrop though.
is. He's
Make you
Hollywood,
feel
y'all.
special.
He be having some good guests on there. He'll keep you tuned in for sure. So definitely follow his links if you're not already following him. They're all in the caption. All right, Nico. So what made you choose this topic? Not that you chose it this time around,
I
but
mean, some of these topics kind of choose you. It's just
yeah,
life experiences, especially at that time when we did it. I'm pretty sure I was dealing with a whole lot more. Kind
yeah.
of came across some more toxic stuff since then, but as of lately, I don't have to intertwine with those type of women who have those type of emotions or past issues that they can't shake or break
Mm-hmm.
to further propel something that you're trying to do.
Right. So you say from 2019 when we first did the panel to now, you've progressed to know what type of females to deal with and not deal with.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of always know, but you try to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I'm a nice and nonchalant person, so it take a lot to bother me. But
Yeah.
I can see it. But after a while now, sometimes I'm getting older. It's just like, all right, bro, you notice it. It ain't that cute face, that butt. It ain't worth it.
Yeah.
Like, go about your business, man.
Yeah.
Let her go do her.
Yeah. And it's crazy you said that because I put up a lot of topics, here and there and off and on. And I do get a lot of people saying, man, a lot of men saying, like, man, I was going after the cute face. We do want our woman to look good, but once you get that cute face and that nice body, you find out it's a whole bunch of baggage behind that. So
Man, a lot. You That's why
yeah,
you gotta get it in tune with the person itself to the inside. Besides all that outer mess, because
yeah,
that's what you get blinded by.
yeah. And we're not saying don't look cute, y'all. We look cute, but in this day and age, a lot of these men now they just like listen. It ain't all about the looks. You got to bring something more than that. So
Facts, and vice versa.
and vice versa, definitely, because that's why I'm single. But all right. So what's your definition of toxic?
Um, I guess I would say somebody who has the intentions of awakening something within you that they not trying to really partake in. It's just kind of like a game to them, or they like somebody who will try to make you feel like they want to be there, and then all of a sudden they keep putting you through stuff that they don't got to put you through,
Hmm.
just constant over and over. making you kind of question who you are as a person after a while. People that can manipulate who you are and how you feel about yourself
Hmm.
based off of how they feel about themselves.
Yeah, and that's crazy. I don't think we realize it, but it happens a lot. And I don't know if everybody is doing it on purpose, but that's true. Like a lot of people will get with you, they'll awaken something in you, or they're doing relationship stuff with you, but really they don't want you. And but then at the same time, they don't want to let you go either.
Facts. And I ain't even gonna say it's always intentional. Some people just be having they to hide baggage that they already been dealing with or afraid to confront and deal with. They hide that in dealing with other people,
Yeah, that's
like
true.
continuously masking relationship after relationship or dating more than they need to instead of taking their time and finding themselves and figuring out what's the root cause of everything to why you treat people this way or why you feel this way about yourself.
Absolutely. I definitely agree. So do you think the word toxic is overused?
I think beyond overused. Like I don't even really use the word like too
Yeah.
often. I'll just be like, you got problems.
Yeah.
Like you got issues. You ain't toxic.
Right.
Is toxic. If it's toxic, that means you supposed to stay away from it. So if you
Yeah.
know for a fact something is toxic and you deal with it, then you don't really care.
Yeah.
So I try not to use that word because you'll say somebody, "Oh, you toxic to me," but pretty much anytime you see they have signs with toxic on it, that means you're not supposed to interfere with it. You're not supposed to deal with it.
Yeah.
So if you know somebody toxic and you keep calling them toxic, why you deal with them?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's definitely overused. If I use it, I'm probably just joking around or something, but
Yeah,
I think it's definitely overused. Some things people just have problems and flaws. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're toxic. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those repetitive behaviors that, like you
yeah.
said, you turn somebody down, whether it's intentionally or not intentionally, but you don't want to let them go at the same time. Yeah, then that can become some type
It,
of toxicity.
yeah, and I start to label people toxic when the issues that you have, you put that on everybody you deal with.
Yeah,
Toxic is something that means it's toxic for everybody, not just one person,
yeah,
until they figure out themselves. So if you ain't figured out what's your root cause of issues, that means the next 10 women you deal with gonna deal with it from the first one to the 10th one until you
absolutely.
figure out your ways and what your wrongdoings and what you need to fix
Yeah.
within that time.
Yeah, it's definitely a difference with just having problems and issues and flaws versus having them and then continuing to like just brush them under the rug. That's when it becomes toxic because you're not healing
Yeah.
from that. You're not learning from that. So,
And it's
yeah,
like you know it. Toxic people know they toxic because they be like, oh, people find it funny to say, oh, I'm toxic. Like that ain't cute.
yeah.
Like that ain't nothing to be proud of. It's not a badge of honor to be toxic.
Even with that, I think you just ran into one of my other questions too. But I think even with that, I don't even think most of the people that say it, I don't even think they're toxic. I think it's just the fashion word that's going on at that moment. So
Yeah.
it's like, ah, well, I'm toxic. Oh well, deal with it. You know, and I'm like, you don't
Oh
even know
nah.
what you're thinking.
And I ain't gonna deal with it.
And I
That's
ain't gonna
cool.
do
You can be
absolutely.
toxic. Somebody like it. I don't. So
Yeah,
no.
absolutely. All right, so next question. What does it look like to be in a toxic relationship?
Uh I mean, I a full fledged one, I don't know. Cause I wouldn't deal with nothing that long. But I feel like in my experience, the times I felt like people was meaning no good to me, even though they thought they meant good.
Hmm.
But it's just like somebody who's real selfish.
Yeah.
Like it's only a one sided relationship.
Hmm.
Like everything is always about them, and then as soon as you try to make it about yourself, they turn into the victim.
Hmm.
And now, or it's one who has no type of accountability.
Right.
Like it's like they don't do no wrong.
Mhm.
Anytime something go wrong, it's your fault or
Yeah.
somebody else's fault. It's never their fault.
Yeah. See that word right there, accountability. I think that does play a huge part in knowing if you're toxic or not. It has to play. Because if you don't take
Facts.
no accountability for anything you're doing or any issues you're causing somebody else, that's when you begin to roll on over from now I'm just flawed to now I'm just pure toxic.
And you don't see like you don't people that don't take accountability don't see no problem with what they doing.
Mhm.
They don't care about who they hurt in the process of doing it until whatever they doing finally happened to them.
Yeah.
And it make them sit back and be like, oh well damn, I kind of was like this
Yeah.
towards people.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Yeah. Everybody don't have that though. Some people just like, I don't care. You're not finna change me. I am who I am. Just deal with it, and then they don't really. Yeah.
Somebody will.
Hey guys, everybody that's saying hey, get your questions in, comments in. Most of you guys that are on, you kind of know the routine. Share the live, tag somebody in. Again, our guest, his captions, his links are all there in the flyer for those who are in the caption. For all of those who do not follow him, he has a great show he does every Wednesday. He got a lot of other things he have going on, so please follow his platform so you can stay in tune for that. And he has an apparel line that he launched this year. So
yeah, I saw a couple of shirts. I'm gonna get some more designs. So just really the logo, just merch for the show and stuff. I'm gonna work on some more stuff. So
yeah, guys, get those questions in. I really didn't have too many. It's the normal that I always have. But it's like we just flowing so fast. So we going through this. We going through my questions faster than I thought we would be going through them. But it's just that's the way it's just flowing. So we may not be on here long. So get your questions in for him if you got them. So then you did go into my question already. You answered this previously, but I'm gonna ask it again. Do you think people know that they are the toxic one?
I think it's like a 50-50 thing. A lot of the times, if multiple people tell, I always say if two people tell you the same thing, then it's probably true. Like ain't nobody, especially two people that don't know you or
Yes,
have
that's
never
it.
dealt with you on different levels,
Yeah.
that like, oh, this dude or this chick I mess with saying I'm X, Y, and Z. This chick I mess with. And the same with women. It's like, dang, that nigga said you was this way. That dude said you was the same way. Now, it's at the level of when you ready to accept it. Some people just like, look, I'm at this stage in my life, I really don't care who I'm dealing with, like how y'all really feel about it. You either rock with me or you don't. Which I respect. If that's where you at, listen, as long as people know that, if people know that up front, then to me, you're not toxic.
Yeah.
Because I let it be known how I'm moving, and I gave you the opportunity to, if you want to participate in that. Now, if you giving me the, oh, well, yeah, I'm feeling you. Yeah, I want to kind of talk to you, but you still doing you without even making it seem like that, or you feeding me all this BS while showing me something different and you don't acknowledge it, then it's like, okay, you know, you probably know it, but you just choosing not to see it because you don't care. It take you to care enough about that to see how you either hurt somebody or it happened to you for you to be like, all right, maybe I do need to work on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Mossy said some people do know. Yeah, it goes back to it. Some people know and don't want to acknowledge it. And that's when they get into that whole well, you don't know what I've been through, or I've been with other people who trying to change me and I don't want nobody to change me. You know, that type of whole jazz. Okay, well, you one of the ones that you probably know you toxic. You just in denial.
Look, and them the ones I feel like you just need to let them move, fall by the wayside. Like, you know what, you right. I ain't here to change nobody. I shouldn't have to. Because if you felt like, if I had mentioned, all I do is gonna tell you what I feel is an issue. Now, if you like me enough and you feel like this is something you want to work on, then there wouldn't be no problem for you to work on that.
Yeah.
But if you just here for the moment and not really because you see something that you're trying to invest in said person, then you're not gonna care.
Guys, I'm gonna put a couple people comments on the screen. Their comment, I'm trying to catch them as they go. But keep asking your questions. Get your comments in. I'm going to do like a brief intermission before I put their comments on the screen. I just want to let you guys know that I do have an event coming up February 27th. It's an online event. It's a private event. The link will be in the description as well. But we're going to talk about this women getting back to their feminine side. And since we're talking about this toxic subject, it's a perfect time to speak on that because I do feel like, and not to get too far off track, but I do feel like a lot of us women, we've gotten to a toxic side of ourselves because we're no longer in our feminine side, but we're moving to this masculine side. And we don't realize, what'd you say?
Y'all niggas tough.
He said we tough, y'all. So yeah, so the link is in the description. The tickets are $10, guys. Tag somebody, share it, buy it for somebody. But I will have a male guest speaker because in everything I do with my brand, I feel like relationships, friendships, everything takes two people, and a lot of times it takes a man and a woman to help balance each other out. So I have a man that'll be on that panel. He'll be speaking. to us, and not necessarily telling us how to be feminine, but he'll be speaking from a man's point of view, like, hey, this is what repels us, this is what we love, this is what will bring our softer side as a man out, just etc. So grab those tickets for that event, guys. $10, February 22nd. So let me get back on to so let me put a couple people question or comments on the screen, and then Nico, I kind of want you to tackle it a little bit. Share the live, guys.
And I can't see the screen from where we're viewing it, but
Okay.
from the live on my computer, I can see everything that you've been putting up the whole time.
Okay, and then I'm going to take this bottom part off. I forgot you had another screen up. Guys, that's just a show. If you've been blessed by my brand, you want to donate to my business, send a small donation to the caption, whatever the caption, the Cash App, whatever's on your heart. That Cash App is on the screen and it's also in the caption.
Shout out to the bro Howard. That's a fact.
Yes. Howard said people know, but people around them don't speak on it. So things never change.
That's a fact. If you don't acknowledge the behavior that somebody doing that's bothering you, why they gonna work on it?
Yeah.
If nobody has ever brought it to their attention, like, hey, bro, what you doing is really affecting me. If you want us to progress, that's either gonna have to stop or this gonna have to stop. But if you don't tell me what's wrong, what I'm working on.
Yeah, and I think maybe people are afraid to lose friends or whatever the case. But here's the thing with that: if you are a friend, you should be wanting your friend to progress. You should be wanting to see them, do good or be better. And if you lose a friend over telling them that they're wrong, then guess what? That was never a friend. That was never, you eventually you guys are gonna fall out eventually. It just sort of happened now because you were correcting them. So yeah, I agree, Howard. We definitely got to speak up when we see, especially a friend like tripping or something, because how will they ever even begin to change if we don't speak up? So I agree.
That's a fact.
And then I'm going to put Bianca's comment on the screen. It's long, so it would not show all the way, but I'll just read it for a little bit. Okay, give us 1 second, guys. He clicked out. You still on, Nico?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Your screen went black, though. Nope, screen went black.
Let me see. Yeah, that was my child. I'll put this thing on. Somebody beat the system. I don't.
Okay. Because we can hear you. So did you want me to keep talking or just wait till you can get your screen back on?
I mean, it's up to you. I don't know what happened, why it took my picture off. But it switched to just a microphone. And I don't see no way to bring my cell phone unless it's something you could do on your
end. You could try to refresh maybe. If I refresh, I know it'll kick us off. Guys, while we're trying to figure out, we can hear him, so I might just continue. But while we're trying to figure out how to get his picture back on, just put your comments, keep getting your comments and questions in the comments section so I can get to those. But let me go ahead and read Bianca. So she said, not in the beginning, they have become accustomed to it. Until a person dives deeper into self, they won't realize it. Speaking on the being toxic. It's just like a person with a drug habit. They won't identify till they are ready or until they hit that wall, which is rock bottom. And bottom is different in different people. That's true.
I agree.
That's absolutely.
I totally agree. Like I said, a lot of people don't see the error of their ways until they realize whatever they're doing is truly affecting people where they stop messing with it.
Yeah.
Once everybody that you treat in a certain manner that people call toxic start distancing themselves away from you because of how you act, then you're not gonna realize it.
Yeah. Yep. And then one commenter said that she had to realize that she was the issue, and that's major. A lot of us don't want to realize that we are the issue in any situation, but once you do that, then you can begin to grow, and work on those things that are issue. Trying to see, I kind of want your picture on the screen. I don't want to really talk to a black screen. So give us a minute, guys. He clicked out. He's going to click back in. So give us a minute. And then Ladarius, real friends hold each other accountable. Yes, absolutely. I don't need to be with a friend or anybody who don't want to tell me when I'm wrong, because I don't want to look stupid to anybody, So if I'm your friend and okay, you good, we see you now.
Yeah,
but if I'm your friend, okay, telling me when I'm wrong or what's going on, then we don't need to be friends. You need to hold me accountable. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
facts. Yeah, your real friends, whole friend. Like you got to call them out on their BS. Because if you don't, especially the people that they dealing with, not gonna do it. And most of the time, your friend gonna come from an unbiased situation. Like, bro, you trip.
a real friend. Yep. I think those who are just there for the ride with you, for the glitz and glamour, whatever that is, I think those are the ones who don't care to see you fall. So of course they're not gonna hold you accountable, or
True.
tell you right from wrong. All right, Nico. So how can you recognize a toxic woman?
I mean, it's real. I ain't even unless you know about how they move and how they act. It's not really an easy way. You're not gonna notice it out the gate because everybody in any situation puts on who they want you to be when they first meet you.
Mm-hmm.
And then so it takes time after you get to know this person and y'all actually move to another level to see how she kind of move and how she act. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, you kind of treat me a certain way based on you start hearing all the stories prior to how she act the way she is, and then now you see that she projected it. And now,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they tell you about why they previous situations ended. And then you always everybody's you got to take it with a grain of salt because it's always gonna come from a one side. It's not like I got the opportunity to go ask the other dude why this ain't work out to see if I'm going through the same issues.
Yeah.
So
So with that being said, what's an example of that though? Like, I know it takes time sometimes. Sometimes you don't see that a person is toxic right up front, but like what would a woman do or consistently say to make a person realize, like, you know what? Yeah, even not just relationships. So let's even talk about from the relationship and friendship standpoint. Like, just how do you recognize it in a woman in particular?
I mean, I don't know if it's really a set thing to say for that because that's gonna vary per person.
Yeah,
What may be toxic to me is not gonna be toxic to the next person. Maybe a normal thing. I just feel like somebody who continuously do something that I feel that I know is detrimental to me
yeah,
and detrimental to themselves. Like you don't care about yourself, you don't care about nothing. Like
mm-hmm.
you only focused on one aspect of whatever you're trying to do. It's either my way or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
People with that mindset, like those are toxic people. People who got that mindset, like if it don't go my way, then I ain't dealing with it.
Yeah.
No compromise
Ooh.
to nothing. No nothing they want to work on. Anything of that nature.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I love that. There's no compromising anything. Like, you don't compromise on
Yeah,
nothing. Like,
toxic
it's your way or
people.
the
It's a
highway.
oh, that's cool. The highway get me where I need to go faster.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna leave if I need to. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't understand how people don't put forth no type of compromise. Like it's a give and take. You're never gonna get 100% what you want with one person. It's like, all right, you do something I don't like. It may be two things you do I don't like or
yeah,
don't approve of, but there's 10,000 other things that you do I love. So I can compromise with these two unless it's just something that's super detrimental to me and I feel you.
yeah.
Like then I'm not gonna then it's like all right, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna speak on it a couple times if I don't see no change behavior. Then
Mm,
it's up to me at that point
yeah.
to leave.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Marcy said it's a dead end zone. It's definitely a dead end zone. I mean, like you
Yeah,
said,
one
you
way
you
street.
can't compromise on nothing. Like in it, it's you with somebody who they do everything, or say they 9 out of 10 times do everything you want to do. The minute it's time for them to do something or want you to do something, now you're like, nope,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't into that. Nope, nope. It's always nope.
Yeah, it's a one way street. It's either
Yeah,
do what I want to do, or when it's your turn, they got 1,001 excuses
yeah,
as to why they can't bend a little bit for you.
yeah,
And it's like, all right, I'm cool.
yeah. And I wouldn't necessarily call that toxic
No,
per
I definitely
se,
wouldn't
but
call that toxic.
yeah, per se, but that's definitely a flaw that could lead over to you being majorly toxic if not fixed or checked, because nobody want to be around somebody who Sandra say what I missed. Nobody want to be around somebody who just you don't want to compromise on anything. Everything has to go your way. You're not a child. You're not. I just told
Oh
my
yeah,
friends I'm too grown. I'm not babysitting nobody. I'm not babysitting no adults.
no,
So
no.
not babysitting no adults with childish behaviors or toxic behaviors. Would you say your way or the highway? Take the highway.
I'm
Peace.
cool.
I'm out. So, and then it's kind of repetitive, but I know you kind of said you can't really say because it varies by situation, but you're a man now. So let's go ahead and just, try to speak to us women on how can we recognize a toxic man.
I mean,
I know it varies case by case, but
you can tell who don't mean you no good. You can tell what they want. They don't got no intentions of doing nothing. Like they just awakening what you want inside of you, only to be doing that same thing to probably 10,000 other people at the same time, and never gonna give you what you want. But that all depends on based off if they let you know that up front or not.
yeah.
It's a lot of people that tell you. It's a lot of people that a woman and man will label somebody toxic just because they ain't get their way.
Right.
But I told you up front, this
True.
is how I'm moving, this is how I'm acting. You chose to deal with it just because you've been dealing with it for months. If I ain't gave you no update to me wanting something different,
Yeah.
then it's your fault.
You know what? I like how you flip that though, because that's the other side of that toxic thing. People will label you toxic and you're not. I showed you who I was. It's not my fault you
Yeah,
decided to
you
stick
knew
with
up
it.
front. You heard all the stories that I wasn't shit. You
Yep.
met me. I proved I wasn't shit. You continue to deal with me. Now you heartbroken, and
Yep.
now I ain't shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tell me something new. You
Oh,
knew
he
that.
lied to me. He tricked me. I thought you
No,
thought. What made you think?
no, I
Because
didn't. I didn't lie to you. I told you I didn't want to deal
yeah,
with you like that.
yeah,
So what? I came over here every other night. I told you every time I was here, this is what it is.
yeah.
And that's because that means, and I don't put myself in them situations. That
Mm-hmm.
means I'm investing myself more in the actions than the word.
Yeah,
You pick one, two things don't match up. You pick which one that's gonna best benefit
yeah,
you, to you to invest yourself in mentally
yeah.
instead of investing in the correct thing.
So do you think, and like I say, I do agree toxic is overused a lot. But do you think that's also a toxic trait for the person on the receiving end to be able to a person tell you what they want or don't want, you still decide to deal with them because you think you're going to change their mind, and then when they don't move, at the time frame that you want them to, you're like, oh, he
Like,
led me on, he toxic, he this, he that.
yeah,
So
that's your. That's like it ain't the toxicity we used to label it in, but yeah, that's their version of it. It's like now you switch to being a victim to a situation you put yourself in. You knew he
yeah,
didn't want this, or you knew she didn't want this, and this has
yeah,
happened with you for the past 5 dudes you dealt with. But now all men
yeah,
ain't shit. No, you just have
yeah,
horrible picking because you pick dudes who tell you that they don't want nothing more than what they doing right now. But you
yeah,
got this whole mindset like, oh, I'm a good woman. I hear that stuff all the time. Why
yeah,
people
a
always say
lot.
that to themselves, I'm a good woman.
Yeah.
Who gave you that? Because you feel that way?
Ooh. I
Who
say
gave
that
you that?
all the time. Just
Yeah.
okay, say you're a good woman, but just because you're a good woman to this person don't mean you're a good woman to the next person. Like
Yeah, so
every
nobody thinks they're a bad person unless you
nobody.
just a messed up person. So you like, bro, I know I ain't shit. Like I'm a really horrible person. And I know
Right.
some people who feel like that, but that's something to
Yeah.
battle within themselves.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
hear that all the time. I don't understand why my relationships don't work. I'm a good woman.
Yeah.
Why do you think you why?
Yeah.
Because you say you a good woman? Because
Yeah.
clearly the last 5 dudes didn't feel that way.
And then that's the thing. You got to look back at yourself now. If what you say earlier, if two people who've never connected with each other tell you the same thing,
Agree. It's true. It's true.
so
I'm standing by that statement. If two people agree, it's true. I don't care how you feel about it. You
yeah,
just in denial about it.
yeah,
But if she meet me from Cali, we date for a couple months, she realize I ain't shit. You from Tennessee meet me a couple months, you realize I ain't shit. And both of y'all done told me the same reasons for
yeah,
why I ain't shit.
you're
I
the
may
issue.
have to sit back and be like, you know what?
Yeah,
I ain't shit because of X, Y, and Z.
yeah, yeah. But
But then it's up to you at that point. So it's like, okay, do I truly see it from the other side? We never put ourselves in the other person's shoes or
mm-mm,
their perspective. It's in the moment. Like, hey, this how I am. It take you a couple months later. That's when people want to kind of hit you up to apologize about stuff because they
mm,
finally got to real self reflect. Like, I
mm-hmm,
did do that person messed up,
yeah,
and let me right my wrong for my self benefit.
yeah. And sometimes it's what it takes. But I mean, at that point, it's still up to you. How long are you going to put up with it?
Yeah,
This person is steadily showing you what they are ready for or not ready for. So either you're going to move accordingly, if you want to still be in that person's life, okay, move accordingly. Okay, he, she, not ready for a relationship. All right, when I'm with them, I'm with them. When I'm not, I'm not. Either you're gonna have that mindset, or you just gonna move yourself on out the way because you realize they are not gonna give you what you are looking for. But they told you that, So
100% facts.
yeah. I should have wrote it down because it was something else you said that I wanted to tackle, and I don't freaking remember what it was. But I know it was going back to the whole like you say, a good woman, or a woman says she's a good woman, but if 5 different men you've ran across within the last 2 years all have left you, then it's a realization that something is there that you're doing or not doing. Like all 5 of these dudes ain't have no meeting together to commit a conspiracy theory against you. It's something there.
It's something. It's people, and nobody wants to find the bad in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to realize the messed up person or the messed up part or whatever happened in their life is the root cause of why they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to do that type of self-analysis and self-reflecting to be like, all right, I'm messed up because of this. This is why this happened. Let me figure this out before I try to deal with somebody else. That's something I did for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to be with nobody for years. At least like 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, I know I'm still dealing with like issues of trusting somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I project any of them type of issues onto somebody else?
Mm-hmm. We don't think like that though. A lot of people just want somebody. So it's like I'm not gonna take that responsibility and say, hey, I might be the issue. You know what I'm saying? I keep hearing person after person, man after man, woman after woman. I keep hearing different people. The issue may be me. A lot of people don't want to look at it like that. It's just, well, I am who I am, so deal with it, and that's not always a good thing. One of the comments say I need therapy. I don't know if that was I don't know if that was saying he need therapy or saying somebody else needs therapy.
Some people need to realize that
No,
ain't nothing wrong with going to sit down and talk to somebody. Just get somebody you feel like you can relate to.
Yeah.
Don't just go. That's what people get the bad notion about therapy. You go talk to somebody that couldn't relate to you in no way, shape, or form. I can't go sit in front of somebody who cannot see my walk of life. Because then now you just here because you get paid to do this.
Yeah. So then Howard again. I'm gonna have to follow you, Howard. You got some good stuff going on.
Yeah, that's bro. I went to college with Howard.
Really? Okay, Howard. I'm gonna need you on the panel then, because you got some good stuff going on here. So Howard said, agreed. Women go off potential and overlook certain red flags and certain toxic triggers. Most women believe they can mold and change that man. I don't disagree.
Yeah,
I see it often.
I even go. I mean, women I think do it more.
Yeah.
Because a lot of dudes ain't trying to find no woman they gotta change. We don't want to have to work on nobody to fix. Like you don't never hear about a dude. You always see them post, well, how many men gonna wait, stay with you to while you fix yourself. I'm like, unless we was already rocking, you went through something.
Yeah.
No, we're not looking for that. I'm not looking for no woman that I feel like, because dudes who are looking for that, somebody who trying to control somebody. I don't want nobody I need to feel I need control over. I don't need nobody I need to fix. I don't have no issue with helping somebody get over things they've had going wrong in their life to show them that everybody is not going to do them like that.
Yeah.
That's something completely different.
Right.
But it's a lot of women that no dude ain't nothing, ain't worth a damn, he ain't got a pot to piss in. But it's like you get a high off of being the reason why they got their life in order. Just for them to leave you high and dry and go put all that energy into another one.
And I did a panel before, and Vernez, he's famous for this. He one of my commenters, he gets on most of the panels, he says this. He says sometimes you build somebody else up for the next person. And it happens like that sometimes. We don't want it to happen like that, but sometimes that's really what it happens, because maybe you are this good woman or good man, but you're not meant to be with this person. So they learn some stuff through you, but that don't mean y'all meant to be together. So the next person they with gonna reap the benefits. It's sad, but it happens. It's life. Can't control that.
And that's because you went in there with the intentions of trying to, I'm gonna help them like fix themselves. I'm gonna help them. You may only been put in their life for that purpose.
True.
And some people don't realize that. You in everybody's life for a season and a reason. Just because I come into your life and help build you, I may not be the dude that's supposed to marry you.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's what we got to. That's the biggest thing people got to realize in situations. It's okay if it don't work out. Like that don't mean unless y'all like it just went horribly wrong and then it went wrong. Like it went wrong for a reason. Not like y'all intentionally did that, or at least you didn't. Long as you was genuine and yo forthcoming and everything, it's hard to get over. That make it harder to get over when you genuine about it.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But it's just like you also got to once you start the healing process of it, you be like, you know what, I was real. Like they gonna realize it.
Yeah,
and people always do, especially if they do you wrong.
Yeah.
They realize it months down the line, want to contact you like, I just want to apologize and all that type of stuff. And I'm just like, hey, it was cool. Like I don't hold no hard feelings about these people.
Yeah, it is what it is, and again, it's life. It happens. God dog it, you said something else I was trying to tackle, but I was also reading their comments. But this is why I feel like we need to learn how to date, because sometimes we do throw ourselves in either a situation or a relationship, and you was never supposed to be that for that person. You was only supposed to be their friend, and teach them, train and whatever in a friend state. But because we move forward to something else, now we got the lines confused and we thinking like, well, I don't want to build you up just to be with somebody else. Well, maybe you were supposed to build them up, but as a friend, not as what y'all made it be. So now y'all confused, or
and stuff, and then it's hard to go back, because once you get to a certain point and y'all don't mutually end it on a good discourse. It's like, all right, we're gonna fall out, and when we do come back together, it's like, yeah, we cool, but I don't mess with you like that. Like,
and now you lost a good friend. That was
like the friendship to me. It's like we can make up. It's like I forgive you. I ain't gonna forget what happened, but I'm like, I don't feel like I don't benefit from being your friend going forward, because our friendship was only contingent, clearly based off of this. Because once that went wrong, we couldn't be cool.
And that's like a and not to be disrespectful to people that's married, but that's like a divorce. Like you just had a divorce without being married, because you crossed the line that shouldn't have been crossed. You was only supposed to be friends, but you did more than that. Now you got to divorce this person, and y'all should have never even been quote unquote married.
Look, I've been in that situation. I was in that situation not that long ago, and then it's just like, I don't have no hard feelings towards you, but they realized they lost a good friend. I was like, hey, it is what it is. Like, there's no way I could go back and be that type of friend to you again, just based off of how you abused it when it was there.
Absolutely.
But I don't wish you nothing bad. I pray everything go great in your life. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, guys, get your questions in, some more comments in. I have a couple more questions for him, and then we'll be ending the live. I do want to say, if you want to donate again to the brand, Cash App is in the caption. I appreciate those who donated, in the past. If I'm helping you guys, please send somebody my way. I want more speakers, more panelists like what we're having now. I really feel like we got to tackle way more issues than I've been even having to tackle within the Black community alone, just when it comes to communication, relationships, and friendships. So yes, guys, please send some people my way, women and men, so we can get y'all on this panel and we can start having these healthy conversations. Brother Love, I don't know his real name. That's one of your friends, somebody you know. Oh, okay. Well, he said a good person doesn't mean a good partner, and that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Just because you're a good, and that's cool. Everybody be feeling like the person they be with, you may not gonna be with them forever. Even though you don't get with nobody to not work out.
Right, absolutely.
But when you see the signs, it's like, all right, man, take heed to it. Stop trying to force it. Let's bow out of this. Cool, this not working out. Especially when you realize it for yourself. It's like people are realizing for self, but keep trying to go and see if it'll change. They're a good person. Like, no, I'm supposed to do with you.
And then I want to go back to that part when he said a good person is not always a good partner, because my motto is friends first. I'm divorced, so I want to go through my next relationship differently than the first one. I want to build that big, good friendship bond. You gotta get to friend, best friend, and then boom, we mutual, lovers. But at the same time, going back to what Brother Love said, just because you're good friends also don't mean you're supposed to be together. So you got to know what lines, to cross and not cross as well when it comes to being intimate with somebody.
I agree.
So before I go to my next question, let's tackle what Justin said. So he says, sometimes as men, we have to set the right expectations that state as a man, I need you to be my partner, not my mother.
I mean, I would hope nobody looking for no woman to be their mama.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some dudes do that. I don't really know what to say.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think Justin, 'cause I just did a panel with him. It was the bomb. Thank you, Justin, for being my guest. It was the bomb, bomb, bomb. I had a lot of people hit me up like, man, I learned a lot from him on that panel. So thank you for doing that with me. But I think he is saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, Justin. I think he's saying that when it comes to the relationship or whatever with the woman, we gotta, I guess, show them that I need you as my partner. I don't need you being my mother. Because I guess a lot of women come in, because we talked about on his panel, women try to fix a man versus, just letting him grow or inspiring him to grow. But we try to come in and we try to really literally just fix him. So I guess that's what he's saying with the whole I need you to be my partner and not be my mother comment.
Well, I mean, I feel that, but if a woman come in trying to fix you out the gate, that's because she got a time frame for what she's trying to do.
Oh, yeah. That
I need
biological
this to happen. I need this in 2 to 3 years. We got to be at X, Y, and Z, or I'm gonna have to move on. Realizing, like, girl, you're just gonna keep moving on doing 2 or 3 years bids, and you ain't gonna never get to what you want.
So that is not my question, but can you speak on it? I mean, do you feel like, especially at our age that we're at, do you feel like that's a lot of our issues? We are working off a biological clock.
Some people, I'm not. Outside of me being famous, I wish I ain't got no biological clock, but I got
famous.
Yeah.
You already are. I know.
I ain't famous. I'm famous. I'm hood famous. Like black people know me. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
But it's especially I say women are probably more on a biological clock, just because, especially if you've already had kids and you want some more. If you had kids in the first, maybe baby daddy didn't turn out well, or a situation didn't go how you wanted, but y'all co-parent, you want certain type of the relationship. Be like, well, I want to be married, and then usually by that time you may be in your 30s. Like, well, damn, I had this plan. It's always that vision you had when you was this little kid. Oh, I'm gonna be at this point in my life, 25, white picket fence, kids, husband, all this type of stuff, and it's just like life don't work out that way. Sometimes it do, but most of the time it don't, and we don't know how to roll with the punches. We always trying to change the outcome of destiny. Instead of letting the natural state happen as it should. It's like you got to, because when you try to force it, then you end up with somebody you shouldn't be with. Now you're in a miserable marriage. Now you don't went through that first marriage that you should have never happened, but you don't have a outlook where I hate men. I ain't never trying to be married again. Some people end up with that one person that scorns them. Right. So now, like, I don't know. Why would I want to be married again? Ain't no point ain't no benefit in marriage. Ooh, because you shouldn't have never married the first person you're so thirsty to chase after.
Do you think that biological clock thing is some type of toxic trait that women have?
No, I ain't even gonna say it's toxic. I think it's a societal thing. Like, society tell you that you're supposed to, especially, it's not even like it's always direct. It could be indirect. You go to family function, you 35 with no man. Oh, when you gonna have a kid? When you gonna get married? It be always them type of questions to where they play in the back of your head all the time. Like, damn, why y'all can't just be happy to see me? Maybe I don't want kids. Maybe I don't want to be married. Why you keep asking me that? But society feels like by at least your 30s, we were always taught, or that's what we could see based off TV, all that. Like, man, by my 30s, I should have it together. Then once I got to you don't realize, they don't tell you that 20 is supposed to be your F-up time. Man, and then your 30s is where you're supposed to start living your life for real.
Man.
Unless you can get it together, within them 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Your 20s is your experimental time to figure out what you want in your life.
That's
By
true.
29, if you ain't figured it out, you going into 30 like, all right, bro, this is what I did from 20 to 29. I'm not doing that shit again.
Yeah.
So let me redirect it. And that's what I did. It was just like, all right,
Yeah.
whatever I've been doing ain't been working. Once I kind of mentally centered myself and redirected and focused and figured out, all right, what it is that you want, Nico.
Yeah.
What you trying to do with your life?
Yeah.
Where you trying to see your life go?
Yeah.
Everything start panning out correctly.
Mm-hmm. And that's crazy you said that, because I know you say you can't see the comments on the screen, but Monty
No, I
said,
can.
"Oh, you
I can
can't
see it
now?
on my computer.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I'll
okay.
say as far as kids, society, brainwash.
Yeah, and I wish there's a way I could pull her in to like actually speak and exactly what she mean about the society brainwashes. But yeah, I do. But you kind of hit it though too, and I do agree. Like if you, because I used to be the woman. My family was really torn. Like it was just not a really good family that I came from. So I had a vision growing up that I want this Cinderella family. You know, I want that big picket, white picket fence, and I want the husband. I want all these kids. And then as I started learning myself, literally started learning myself late 20s, early 30s. I'm only 33. So I literally just found myself. It's crazy, but I did. And it took my divorce to make me start finding myself. But now where I'm at, I don't want all them kids. My son is 12.
Yeah.
I have
Look,
a business I'm trying to build. I want to travel. I don't want all them kids. No offense to anybody that has it, but I just
all offense. I don't want them. That's your life. Live your best life. I'm glad it worked for you.
yeah.
But I always said, my son 10, I refuse to go through that baby phase again.
Yeah.
Like, and I had to learn that when I was kind of trying to talk to different women. I realized some of them had like 1-year-old, 2-year-old. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying. If your child came, if I was to be left in the house while you ran to the store, and your child can't come up to me and say, Mr. Nico, I need you to do X, Y, and Z for me, or what's up? Like, if your child can't talk to me, I can't deal with it. Because I know at this point, I ain't trying to have no baby. So I don't talk to women that I know want a newborn. Like, they gonna eventually want, if a marriage happens, they gonna want a baby. I steer clear of that.
Yeah.
Or I steer clear of somebody with, not because I think you're a bad person, just because I'm wide awaken something in you, knowing I already don't want to deal. That's toxic.
Yeah.
If I go deal with you knowing for a fact that you got a 1-year-old baby, and I know for a fact I ain't trying to be in your kid's life for the long haul, and I do it anyway, I'm a toxic person in that situation.
And see, men, I think that's a reevaluation thing, because I've gotten men that tell me not to judge a book by its cover. And I'm like, bro, you got, first of all these kids, you got so many baby mamas. And then your kids at the age that they're at, I'm like, they little kids though. You know, I'm like, you say don't judge a book by its cover, but I have to take all that. Yeah, I got to take all that into consideration, because when I take you on, if I'm taking you on, I have to take all of that on. So if I don't want that in my life, you know what I'm saying, then why would I? That's toxic. Like you said, oh, well, he said don't judge you. Okay, let me just go and get with you because you said don't judge you. That's toxic. And you going to turn me toxic. Eventually, I'm going.
And now you finna play stepmama to 5 kids that you never liked in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, you got to set, people, like, I feel like if they'll set a standard for themselves, but society will label it as you're a toxic person.
Exactly what mine said.
If I know that I don't want to deal with you having no little 2 and younger, I'm at the kid, like, if your kid's not like at least 6 and up, I ain't even looking your way. The person I talk to now has 2 kids, but they're old enough to, once we get cool, what's up, bro? Like, how y'all doing? Like, how are y'all? How was your day? How was school? Like, if I can't do that with your kids, I'm not gonna look your way. I don't care how you feel about me. You may be the finest woman on this earth, but I know at this point, if I deal with you, I know I came in here mentally. This is all I want about her. I'm trying to be intimate with her, be involved with her. I ain't finna deal with these damn kids.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like, you have the right to want or not want a certain thing for your life. Like, society will put that society is toxic, point blank, period. Like, they will put a lot of stipulation and regulations on you and have you changing who you are just to appease them.
Have you changed your standards?
Have you changed your standards? And for what? If you want all these kids, more power to you. There are men out there who would want all them
that.
kids. But if I don't want all them kids, I'm not getting with no man, or if you're a man, I'm not getting with no woman who got all them kids. I
Well,
shouldn't
how
have to
I'm
lower
wrong
my
for that?
standards to make you happy.
How I'm wrong for that? Because I'm like you, like I feel like you can't get mad that say prior to I met a woman, she got 4 kids prior to me. Say and this happens for them all. Of them got different daddies. Like you can't get mad at me for not wanting to deal with that. Uh, like you can't get if I even if I got involved with you in the beginning, knowing, long as I ain't get too far into it, and I can tell you flat out, like you know what, I thought this was something I may have been cool with.
Yeah,
Realize this is not a situation for me because of X, Y, and Z. I'm like, you got too many kids. Like, listen, my budget, these gonna be my kids. My budget don't fit. I got
yeah,
one. So now we have 5 kids. That means if we move in together, even though my child go to his mama house for a week, this house got to be able to accommodate 5 kids for when my child show up.
money, your time, all of that.
Yeah,
It's
that's why I was at two. Two is my max,
yeah,
and that's because I know I don't want no more.
yeah,
And you got to not want no more kids. If one comes about once we get married, I'm
yeah,
gonna be mad, but I'm gonna deal with it. Like this is
yeah,
my baby. We married. We cool. But
yeah.
no, if I know for a fact going into it, like, oh yeah, can we get married? I can't wait to have your baby. As soon as I hear that, oh,
Ooh, right. Yep, yep.
I do one of these.
It's a turn off for
Mm,
me for a dude to say, I would love to get you pregnant. What?
I don't even know why niggas think that. I
First
think
of all,
that's
I
just
don't want to be nobody else's baby mama. And then again,
mm,
I don't even want more kids. If it, like you said, if it comes about with I'm with somebody and life happens and this is the person I planned on being with, and we are, we plan together to be each other with each other and it happens. Okay,
oh my
cool. But
god.
no, not off jump. Um,
Hell to the no.
Stedman said, what it means to be a good woman or a good man has completely changed. And that's because of that toxic society.
And it's all up to the perception of the person. What's good to me or good for me ain't good to or for you. So there's
Absolutely.
not, people got to stop thinking it's a set standard for what's a good man and good woman. No, what's a good woman to you? And that's why I say when people say, well, I'm a good woman, why? Why you a good woman? If you can't tell me why you a good woman, because I guarantee you the stuff they start labeling up is all
Clean,
selfish things. It's
clean, I
all
clean, I cook.
okay, shit. You want a cookie for
What
doing
you
shit you
supposed to do?
supposed to be doing? You're an adult, nigga. You
No,
live in
no.
your own house. You should
Oh,
be cooking. You should be cleaning. You should have a job. You should have a car. You should go to work. Congratulations. Okay, now what can somebody benefit from you?
yeah,
What do they benefit? What do you offer somebody? That's what people. That's where they don't have to. What do you bring?
absolutely. Yeah.
What do you bring to the point where I feel the enhancement of
Mm-hmm.
my life being with you?
Yeah.
If I don't feel no enhancement in my life being with you, I'm not gonna deal with you. And
Yeah.
sometimes you'll feel that enhancement, and that enhancement is not for me because I know I don't want to contribute or enhance your life
Yeah.
just because I don't
Absolutely.
think we should be together, and that's cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what steps can a person take to leave a toxic situation?
I mean, one big thing that's gonna vary because some people don't know when to leave. I mean, to me personally, once you realize it, I speak on it. So I get somebody 2 tries. You got 2 chances. I'm gonna let you know it's bothering me. It bothers me again. I'm gonna let you know again at this point. All right, I done told you twice. You need to try to work on this.
Yeah.
You continue to do it. All right, well then I'm just gonna have to let you know that we're gonna have to part ways.
Yeah, definitely. We gonna need some space. We definitely gonna need some
Yeah.
space. And I think that's kind of where you gotta be cautious with moving in so fast with somebody too, because now when you've
Never,
moved in
never
with
can.
somebody, when you moved in with somebody, now it's like I'm dedicated to put up with this mess because now I don't have money to move out. I don't have a
Nope.
family in my house to go to. So now I literally have to stick around for your BS and put up with the
Look,
toxic stuff that I'm going through. So yeah.
been there, done that. Lesson learned in my 20s. I never. The next time I'm moving to somebody, I done proposed already.
Yeah. Yep.
And we gonna move in from somewhere from scratch.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like we gonna get a new house. Even though I don't even care if you get if like the marriage happened and we ain't bought this house yet. I'm like, look, we don't have to uproot lives. Like I'll be over here. We don't have to live separately.
Yeah.
Like we got 2 different houses to go to until
Yeah.
we move. Because it can happen like this. Like, all right, well, we
Yeah.
plan on getting this house at this time. Let's continue to keep that going. We don't need to just uproot our life in it this way.
Mhm.
But it's just like get them glimpses though. You don't want to be the first time you live with somebody. Like to be like stay over there a little bit. You can get over. You don't have to live with somebody every single day to get the
Yeah.
type of person they are. I
Absolutely.
could come over here a couple weekends or look. I work from home, especially now. You work from home. It's like, well, shit. I don't feel like being at the crib, but I'm gonna come stay with you. Bring my computer over there this week. You can be with somebody a week in their own territory to realize, like, all right,
Yeah.
this is how they are. This type of
Yeah.
person they are.
And that's what going back to that part is like people be like, oh, we was fine until we moved in together. So y'all never was around each other before then or something?
Nah,
But you have to
they
spend
spend the
time.
night occasion. No, people be moving in too quick.
That's what it
That's what it
is.
be. That's what I just had to tell my son, mama that. Well, like people move
Yeah.
in too quick. I'm like, you don't move. You don't have to move in too quick. Just because you go with somebody, don't mean y'all supposed to live together. That mean y'all
Yeah.
go together.
Yeah.
You don't. When you get mad, you don't even. I want to get mad and be able to be like, all right, I'm finna go home, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until
Especially
we
early on.
done.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So I'm asking a couple more questions, and we are definitely ending the live. So any more questions or comments you have, go ahead, get them in. Um, so then Nico, once a person realizes they are the issue, what do they need to do to start the process of changing?
It's the biggest thing. I mean, hopefully you're taking a full self reflection. I mean, it's just start diligently, I guess, working on whatever said issue is. You need to talk to whoever you need to talk to, distance yourself, stop trying to be with people until you figure out whatever your issue is.
Definitely stay single. That's one way you can
Yeah,
start.
people think it's such a problem. Well, I enjoy it. Like, I mean, until I found somebody that was, where I feel like, okay, this can make it go somewhere. I don't have no problem being by myself. I like sleeping in my room. Like, I don't like being cuddled up all the time. I like laying in the bed by myself. Like I got a
Right.
dog if I need somebody to cuddle up on. Get you a pet. If you that worried about something, I tell people all the time. If you feel like you need some love, get you a dog. This is the person that it don't matter how many times you leave the house. Every time you come in, you gonna get all the love your heart desire, minus intimate affection from somebody.
And that's what I had my moments, I like the whole, I'm cool with being single. There's various times where I had my moments. I'm like, dang, I could have somebody right now. But then, if I have a little friend over or whatever, and I'm like, we cuddle for maybe 10 minutes. After that, I'll be like, dang, I'm like a little comfortable now. It's hot, kind of move over, like I
There
don't,
you go.
that cuddling, I mean, it's
Yeah,
cute when you
unless I
don't
like
have.
you. Unless I like you, I'm not trying to be just laid up on you. If I like you, we cool. As long as it ain't hot up in here, I'm cool.
Yeah. Okay, so then what then going back to once you realize you're the issue, what else you can do. So back to what one of the comments said earlier. Also, you may be to the point where not only you need to stay single, but go get some therapy, some type of counseling, something, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Go talk to somebody so you stop being a burden in people's life.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
people always want to be somebody burden and then get mad at somebody that want to deal with them being a burden. Like
Mhm.
I don't have to deal with that shit.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to. And that's what people got to realize too. You don't have to deal with it. I hate
Mhm.
when people, well, why do you keep treating me like this? If people do that treat people bogus need to say, why you keep dealing with it?
Absolutely.
If I treat you so bad, why do you keep putting up with it?
Yep.
Because I don't want you to. Well, I've clearly been doing the same thing for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Make a decision. That's
Right.
gonna behoove you. Stop
Yeah.
thinking about us. Sometimes you need to benefit you just because you. That's a big part. People get in a relationship, stop thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you still are your own individual. Outside,
Mhm.
like I don't need you to cut your entire life off.
Mhm. I
Live
made a
your
post.
life.
Yeah, I made a post about that today. So I'm like, I just watch certain people and I'm like, dang, they together all the time. So then sometimes you get in that mindset and you're like, dang, I want that. But then I had to realize, look, if something happens
No.
to that person, you done lost who you are within that person because whether they leave or die, you done lost a big part of you within them because you done stop having friends, you done stop going out solo, like you just stopped your whole separate life just for this person, and you done lost all of you in that person. So yeah, definitely gotta
Yeah.
still be an individual.
Yeah, no, I'll never do that. Like, no, I still got my friends. I'm still gonna kick with them when I feel free to. And, And because people be, like, that's why a lot of people don't get I know a lot of dudes don't get relationships because of that. I'm like, bruh,
Yeah,
we grown now. It's cool to find women and families and sit our asses down like, we don't always got to be up under the homeboys kicking it. But
that
I do
too.
it all the time. I was like, my homeboys like, oh man, let's kick it. I'm like, no, don't forget over this chick out. Like,
Yeah,
watch movies. We grown. I see y'all. I was just saying
yeah.
y'all niggas the other day.
Right, right, right. And that's true too. I like that side of it, that view of it too. Okay, so then as we close, any last words of wisdom for our guests?
Um, don't put up with nothing you don't feel you deserve. If something is somebody doing something outside of what you don't want, you don't have to deal with it, no matter what they've been through.
Yeah,
Stop letting people guilt trip you into dealing with their issues.
yeah, absolutely. And the end. Don't let nobody guilt trip you and put up nothing you don't want to put up with. Because
Facts.
if the shoes was turned and you was a toxic one, and the
Yeah,
person know what they want to go on, they've been kicked you to the curb quick, fast, in a hurry. So.
facts. So,
Yeah,
hey,
but thank you guys. Thank you, Nico, again for coming back on to
you
redo this
know it.
particular panel. Um, I will get back with you later for something else. Hopefully, we can do a collab. I've been thinking of some different things. Like I just haven't launched anything, but I'll be
Yeah.
hitting you up soon about a different project. So hopefully
Let
you're
me know.
available
We
for
can
that.
make some. Let me know. We can make something happen.
All right. Well, talk to you later, and then viewers, thank you. I will see you guys on another panel as well.